All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Sunil Barma and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says exports will play an essential role in determining India's position in global economy. Prime Minister to interact with beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Gharib Kalyan Anna Yojana in Madhya Pradesh at 11 this morning. India achieves a major milestone of administering more than 50 crore doses of corona vaccine. More than 1 crore 12 lakh housing units sanctioned under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban so far. Textile Ministry to celebrate 7th National Handloom Day today. Ladakh administration removes need for inner line permit for Indian nationals to visit protected areas in the Union Territory. NIA arrests key accused Jufri Jauhar Damudi from Bhatkal in Karnataka in connection with ISIS recruitment. And at Tokyo Olympics, golfer Aditi Ashok, javelin thrower Neera Chopra and wrestler Bajrang Punia to be in action on penultimate day today. As the nationwide pre-COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that exports will play an essential role in determining India's position in global economy. He said India is drawing new opportunities in the export sector and is achieving new targets. The Prime Minister was interacting with heads of Indian missions abroad along with stakeholders of the trade and commerce sector of the country yesterday evening through video conferencing. He said that along with celebrating the 75th Festival of Independence, this is an opportunity to build a clear vision and roadmap for future India. Mr. Modi said at present the country's exports are about 20% of GDP. The Prime Minister urged the stakeholders to put all their efforts to take advantage of the new opportunities created by the changes in the global supply chain in the post-COVID global world.
ये समय आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव का है। ये समय आजादी के 75वें वर्ष में अपनी स्वतंत्रता को सेलिब्रेट करने का तो है ही, भविष्य के भारत के लिए एक क्लियर विजन और रोड मैप के निर्माण का अवसर भी है। इसमें हमारे एक्सपोर्ट के एम्बिशंस का और उसमें आप सभी साथियों का इन्वॉल्वमेंट, इनिशिएटिव, आपका रोल बहुत बड़ा है। आज जो ग्लोबल लेवल पर हो रहा है, मैं समझता हूं हम सब, और यहाँ जो मेरे सामने सब लोग हैं, वो इन सब चीजों से ज्यादा परिचित हैं।
The Prime Minister listed the initiatives of the government to boost MSMEs like many relaxations given in compliances under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan and provision of emergency credit line guarantee scheme of 3 lakh crore rupees. He also noted that the production-linked incentive scheme will not only help in increasing the scale of our manufacturing, but also increase the level of global quality and efficiency. The Prime Minister also stressed on the importance of stability in doing business. Mr. Modi said the central government is working closely with the states to minimize the regulatory burden so as to increase export and investment. He said a healthy competition is being promoted between the states to make export hubs in the states. During his interaction, Mr. Modi gave a call to establish a new identity of quality and reliability. He assured the industry and all the exporters that the government will support them in every way. He urged the industry to prove the resolve of Atmanirbhar Bharat and a prosperous India.
आज जब देश आत्मनिर्भर भारत के मिशन पर चल रहा है, तो उसका एक लक्ष्य एक्सपोर्ट्स में ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन में भारत की हिस्सेदारी को कई गुना बढ़ाने का भी है और इसलिए आज हमें ये सुनिश्चित करना है कि इंटरनेशनल डिमांड के अनुसार हमें एक्सेस मिले ताकि हमारे बिजनेस खुद को स्केल अप कर सके, ग्रो कर सके। हमारी इंडस्ट्रीज को भी बेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी की तरफ जाना होगा, इनोवेशन पर फोकस करना होगा और R&D में हिस्सेदारी बढ़ानी ही पड़ेगी।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with the beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana (PMGKY) in Madhya Pradesh at 11 a.m. today through video conferencing. Madhya Pradesh Governor Mangubhai Patel and Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan will be present on the occasion. The event will also witness the participation of ministers and officials of the food sector from Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Tripura, Haryana and Goa. An intensive campaign to create more awareness about the scheme is being conducted by the state government so that no eligible person is left out. The state will celebrate the 7th of August 2021 as Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana Day. Under PMGKY, 4.83 crore beneficiaries in Madhya Pradesh are getting free ration from over 25,000 fair price shops. Madhya Pradesh government has made elaborate arrangements to create awareness about the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana program so that no eligible person is left out. We have more from our Bhopal correspondent.
The program will be held at all 25,435 fair price shops in the state. Ration material will be distributed on the first day to 100 beneficiaries per shop with COVID protocol. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has said that except 7 flood-affected districts of Gwalior, Morena, Bhind, Shivpuri, Shiopur, Datia and Guna, the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana program will be organized in the form of a festival in the rest of the state. The participation of all public representatives would also be ensured. Ministers, MPs and MLAs will launch the program in their respective areas. Pooja Pivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
More than 1 crore 12 lakh housing units have been sanctioned under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban till date, and the beneficiaries have already moved in 50 lakh housing units. This was disclosed by Union Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs Hardeep Singh Puri in an exclusive interview to All India Radio News. He said that more than 11 lakh crore rupees have been spent by the government in the past 6 years in the urban housing sector. Mr. Puri highlighted that the real estate regulatory authorities have been a game changer in the real estate sector. Talking about urban mobility, he said that the goal is to move people, not cars.
Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, the urban spread. The target demand assessment was initially 1 crore. We revised the demand assessment. Today it has been placed at 1 crore 11 lakh. Let me tell you, we've already saturated the demand. Today we have sanctioned more than 1 crore 12 lakh units. 50 lakh beneficiaries have already moved into their Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. RERA has been implemented. How does it benefit the home buyer? It's a game changer.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India's fight against COVID-19 has received a strong impetus and vaccination numbers have crossed the 50 crore mark. In a tweet, Mr. Modi has expressed hope to build on these numbers and ensure that citizens are vaccinated under Sabko Vaccine, Muft Vaccine movement. The Health Minister Mansukh Mandviya has congratulated all the people and thanked the healthcare workers over this achievement.
In a major achievement, India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed the 50 crore mark. The figure stands at 50 crore 3,48,866. The Health Ministry said the new phase of universalization of COVID-19 vaccination commenced from the 21st of June and more than 43.29 lakh vaccine doses have been administered yesterday. The ministry said that more than 22,93,000 vaccine doses were administered as first dose and 4,32,000 vaccine doses given as second dose in the age group of 18 to 44 years yesterday. In Gujarat, more than 3 crore 55 lakh people have been vaccinated till now. According to the State Health Department, 5,93,063 people were vaccinated in the state yesterday. We have more from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
Gujarat has administered COVID-19 vaccine to more than 5 lakh people on the second consecutive day yesterday. At the other end, the new cases of COVID-19 infections remain under control. 23 new cases have been reported from the state yesterday. The recovery rate has reached up to 98.75%. Meanwhile, Gujarat High Court has announced resumption of physical functioning from 17th August, provided that the situation remains under control. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
The Health Ministry has hosted an interactive communication session for representatives of community radio stations and private radio stations for creating meaningful awareness campaigns surrounding various issues related to COVID-19. They include adhering to COVID-appropriate behavior, benefits of vaccine, and to dispel misinformation and myths. The session was attended by over 70 representatives of community radio stations and private radio stations from Kerala, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Addressing it, the Joint Secretary in the Ministry, Love Agrawal, acknowledged the contribution of radio stations in supporting the world's largest vaccination drive by airing educative programs for their listeners and inspiring stories of healthcare workers and community participation in spreading the message to follow COVID-appropriate behavior. He added that these efforts play a positive role in uptake of vaccination among a large number of vaccine-eligible population. He emphasized that radio stations are a critical medium in delivering COVID messages among the population residing in urban as well as remote areas.
Talking to News Service Division of All India Radio, Dr. Sandeep Mishra, Professor in the Department of Cardiology at AIIMS, explained the importance of COVID vaccinations.
अच्छी बात यह है कि अब 50 करोड़ हो गया है. हमारा जो टोटल लक्ष्य है, हम लोग एस्टिमेट करते हैं कि करीब 90 करोड़ लोगों को अगर हम लगा लेंगे, क्योंकि अडल्ट्स में कॉमन है, तो अगर 90 करोड़ अडल्ट्स में लग जाता है, तो हमारा ऐसा एस्टिमेशन है कि हमारे को हर्ड इम्यूनिटी आ जाएगी. उस हिसाब से अगर देखा जाए तो 50% का मार्क तो क्रॉस कर गए, क्योंकि 50 करोड़ टीकाकरण तो हो गया है और जल्दी दोनों भी टीके लग जाएंगे उन लोगों को. तो करीब ये मान सकते हैं कि हेजिटेंसी जो है वो शुरू में जरूर थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम थी, लेकिन अब ज्यादा लोग समझ गए हैं कि इसका फायदा है टीका लगाने का. फायदा ये नहीं है सिर्फ कि हमारे को ये इन्फेक्शन से बचाता है.
He also advised listeners about the precautions which are required for heart patients during this COVID time.
कई बार हार्ट के जो पेशेंट होते हैं, स्पेशली अगर हार्ट फेलियर के पेशेंट हैं या इवन हाइपरटेंशन के पेशेंट हैं या डायबिटीज के पेशेंट हैं, क्योंकि उनमें भी हार्ट डिजीज कॉमन है, इम्यूनिटी थोड़ी लो होती है, तो उसमें इन्फेक्शन का एक ज्यादा होता है. नंबर 2, अगर उनको बीमारी होती है तो थोड़ी ज्यादा सीरियस टाइप की बीमारी हो सकती है. तो ऐसे में इस तरह के जो रोगी हैं उनको अपनी दवाइयां बहुत रेगुलरली लेते रहना है.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says exports will play an essential role in determining India's position in global economy. Prime Minister to interact with beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana in Madhya Pradesh at 11 this morning. India achieves a major milestone of administering more than 50 crore doses of corona vaccine. More than 1 crore 12 lakh housing units sanctioned under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana urban so far. Textile Ministry to celebrate 7th National Handloom Day today. Ladakh administration removes need for inner line permit for Indian nationals to visit protected areas in the Union Territory. NIA arrests key accused Jufri Johar Damudi from Bhatkal in Karnataka in connection with ISIS recruitment. And at Tokyo Olympics, golfer Aditi Ashok, javelin thrower Neera Chopra and wrestler Bajrang Punia to be in action on penultimate day today. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The Textile Ministry will celebrate the 7th National Handloom Day today. The handloom weaving community will be honoured for their contribution in the socio-economic development of this country. It is a sector that directly addresses women's empowerment, with over 70% of all weavers and allied workers being female. 3 handloom craft villages at Kovalam in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, Mohpara village, district Golaghat in Assam, and Kanihama, Bargam in Srinagar are being set up by the ministry in collaboration with the state governments. The aim behind setting up the craft villages is to provide additional attraction for the domestic and international tourists and promote the well-known handloom and handicraft products of the region. In the 75th year of independence, Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged the people to buy Indian handloom products and showcase their grandeur.
नेशनल हैंडलूम डे एक ऐसा अवसर है जब हम प्रयास पूर्वक भी ये काम कर सकते हैं। नेशनल हैंडलूम डे के साथ बहुत ऐतिहासिक पृष्ठभूमि जुड़ी हुई है। इसी दिन 1905 में स्वदेशी आंदोलन की शुरुआत हुई। साथियों, हमारे देश के ग्रामीण और आदिवासी इलाकों में हैंडलूम कमाई का बहुत बड़ा साधन है। ये ऐसा क्षेत्र है जिससे लाखों महिलाएं, लाखों बुनकर, लाखों शिल्पी जुड़े हुए हैं। आपके छोटे छोटे प्रयास बुनकरों में एक नई उम्मीद जगाएंगे। आप स्वयं कुछ न कुछ खरीदें और अपनी बात दूसरों को भी बताएं। और जब हम आजादी के 75 साल मना रहे हैं, तब तो इतना करना हमारी जिम्मेवारी बनती ही है भाइयों।
Law Minister Kiren Rijiju has said that the approach of the Indian government is of zero tolerance to corruption and black money, and the country has a sound legal framework backed by a strong institutional mechanism to deal with corruption. Addressing the 8th Justice Ministers meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization yesterday, Mr. Rijiju highlighted the initiatives taken by the government for providing affordable and easy access to justice for all. The minister apprised the gathering of a slew of legislative and executive measures taken by India. He underscored the high priority the government has given to resolving disputes through alternate dispute resolution and framing business facilitation laws and rules to make the country a preferred destination for investment.
Social Justice and Empowerment Minister Dr. Virendra Kumar will launch PM Daksh portal and mobile application today. This portal and app will make the skill development schemes accessible to the target groups of backward classes, scheduled castes and Safai Karmcharis. By the virtue of this initiative, the youth of the target groups will now be able to avail the benefits of skill development training programs more easily. The Pradhan Mantri Dakshata or Kushalta Sampan Hitgrahi PM Daksh Yojana is being implemented by the ministry from the year 2020-2021. Under it, eligible target group are being provided skill development training programs. Ladakh administration has done away with the need for an inner line permit ILP for all Indian nationals to visit the protected areas of the Union Territory. A notification in this regard was issued by the Home Department of Ladakh administration yesterday. As per the notification, the requirement of an inner line permit for the Indian nationals, including domestic tourists and local residents, to visit the notified protected areas has been completely removed. Our lay correspondent files this report.
In a notification, the administration made amendments, repeals and substitutions in various statutory regulatory orders issued in different times and occasions by the erstwhile Jammu and Kashmir government in the interest of defence and security of the state to regulate the entry of persons into certain areas. Similarly, restriction on stay of foreign tourists is relaxed from 7 days to 15 days in tour circuits of bordering areas of Neoma, Nubra and other places of Leh and Kargil districts. The move helps Indian nationals to move in Ladakh and extension of foreigners will boost rural tourism in Ladakh. Ramesh Chandra, Air News, Leh.
Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha laid the foundation stone of Office cum Yatri Niwas of Shri Amarnath Ji Shrine Board at Pantha Chowk in the outskirts of Srinagar city yesterday. This is yet another move of the Union Territory Administration to provide best-in-class facilities to the pilgrims of Shri Amarnath Ji Shrine. A report from our correspondent.
Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha said that the Yatri Niwas will act as an information center for the guidance of pilgrims. Besides, many similar works would be completed for the smooth conduct of the Yatra. He said that the government of Jammu and Kashmir is initiating various services along with infrastructural development to provide a memorable experience to millions of devotees of Shri Amarnath Ji. He further informed that his government is planning to construct Yatri Niwas in various parts of the Union Territory besides its permanent office. The Lieutenant Governor observed that with modern facilities and conducive environment being created, the day is not far when Yatris visiting Shri Amarnath Ji Shrine would cross 10 lakh mark, which will make a greater impact on the economy of Jammu and Kashmir. He added that a study is being also conducted for exploring feasibility of ropeway at Shri Amarnath Ji Shrine. This is Sunil Kohl for AR News from Srinagar.
In Karnataka, National Investigation Agency NIA conducted searches in Bhatkal and arrested key accused Jufri Jauhar Damudi in connection with a conspiracy to radicalize and recruit Muslim youth in India to wage a violent jihad against the Indian state as part of ISIS terrorist organization. NIA said ISIS cadre in India have created a network by assuming pseudo-online identities and indulging in promoting ISIS-related propaganda online for radicalization and recruitment of members to join jihad against the state. NIA investigation has revealed that a cyber entity, Abu Hazir al-Badri from ISIS, is involved in translation of Voice of Hind message into South Indian languages. Jufri Jauhar Damudi, arrested from Bhatkal in Uttara Kannada district yesterday, is accused of disseminating Voice of Hind messages online to radicalize and recruit people. Jufri's younger brother is also under detention in a separate NIA case. NIA said that Jufri was in touch with ISIS leadership operating in Afghanistan-Pakistan region. During the searches yesterday in Bhatkal, a large number of digital devices such as mobile phones, hard disks, SD cards were seized by the sleuths.
In Jammu and Kashmir, one terrorist was killed by security forces in an encounter that broke out in Mochwa area of Budgam district this morning. The gunfight broke out after a joint team of security forces launched a cordon and search operation in Mochwa area. The identity of the slain terrorist is being ascertained. One AK-47 rifle and one pistol were recovered from the encounter site. India has condemned the act of removal of Nishan Sahib, a Sikh religious flag atop the roof of Gurudwara Thala Sahib, Chamkani in Paktia province of Afghanistan. India reiterates its firm belief that Afghanistan's future must be the one where interests of all sections of Afghan society, including minorities and women, are protected. In the run-up to Independence Day, we bring you stories on sectors which have made major impact on the lives of citizens. In this series, today we bring you a report on women's welfare. In the last 7 years, nation has witnessed some path-breaking announcements that ensured dignity and welfare of women. Women's safety is an integral part of NDA government's policy making, governance and agenda. The government has laid special emphasis towards development and empowerment of women as well as their safety. In this direction, the Modi government has launched several schemes. We have more from our correspondent.
The government has launched the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao scheme in 2015 with an objective to address the issue of declining child sex ratio. The scheme has resulted in increased awareness and sensitization of the masses regarding prevalence of gender bias and role of community in eradicating it. The government has also started One Stop Center scheme April 2015 to facilitate access to an integrated range of services including medical aid, police assistance, legal aid, and psychosocial counseling to women affected by violence. Over 700 such centers are currently functional in the country. Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana has been contributing towards a better enabling environment by providing cash incentives for improved health and nutrition to pregnant and nursing mothers. Under the scheme, from 1st April 2020 to 30th June this year, over 76 lakh new beneficiaries have enrolled and over 84.54 lakh beneficiaries have been disbursed funds amounting to over 2,800 crore rupees. Focusing on the aims of Poshan Abhiyan, this year in budget, the government has announced Mission Poshan 2.0, which is an integrated nutrition support program. With Anand Kumar, Anupam Mishra, AR News, Delhi.
On the penultimate day of the 32nd Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo today, India's young potentials Neera Chopra and Aditi Ashok are aiming for monumental podium finish in uncharted territory, while Bajrang Punia will be in hunt for a bronze medal. We have a report.
It's a new dawn for the Indian sports today, where billions across the country are glued to the ongoing game of golf at the Tokyo Olympics since early morning to watch the young athlete Aditi Ashok create history on the field. Aditi, along with compatriot Diksha Dagar, are in action in the fourth and the final round of women's individual stroke play event. Aditi has kept herself intact in medal contention after 3 impressive rounds of play. So far, she has performed stunningly in the 4th round as well, and if Aditi continued to maintain her glorious performance till the end, India might get its maiden Olympic medal in golf today. However, Diksha is lagging behind in the event. On the other hand, Olympic debutant Neera Chopra will be featuring in men's javelin throw final this afternoon. 23-year-old Neeraj became the first Indian javelin thrower to enter the finals of the Olympic Games with a massive throw of 86.65 meters that put him on the top of the overall qualification standings. Hopes are high on the promising athlete to win country's first Olympic medal in track and field in the men's javelin throw final today. Wrestler Bajrang Punia will be vying for the bronze medal after losing the semi-finals to Azerbaijan's Haji Aliyev 5-12 in 65 kg category. Meanwhile, curtains will come down on Tokyo Olympic Games tomorrow with a closing ceremony. Preparations are in full swing for the ceremony that will feature the parade of athletes, albeit in a COVID-friendly form, and the passing of the torch to Paris for the 2024 Olympic Games. Swati Rakheja, Sports Desk.
In cricket, England will resume their second innings at the overnight score of 25 for no loss against India in the first test at Trent Bridge, Nottingham today. Openers Dom Sibley and Rory Burns were at the crease when the play was called off yesterday due to rain.
And now let us take a look at the weather today. The national capital Delhi will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. It recorded 27 degrees Celsius as the minimum temperature, while the maximum will be around 35 degrees. Mumbai is predicted to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum and maximum temperatures hover between 27 and 32 degrees. Chennai is likely to witness a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperatures will vary between 25 and 37 degrees. Kolkata will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature in the city was 27 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 34. Hyderabad is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum temperature was 23 degrees and the maximum may go up to 31 degrees Celsius. Bengaluru is also expected to witness a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Srinagar may witness a partly cloudy sky becoming generally cloudy towards evening. Jammu is forecast to have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Leh may have a partly cloudy sky. Gilgit is likely to have a partly cloudy sky as well. The maximum temperature may rise up to 35 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad is forecast to witness a partly cloudy sky becoming generally cloudy towards evening or night.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. India and China pull out troops from Gogra in eastern Ladakh, headlines the Asian Age. All temporary structures dismantled and mutually verified by both sides, writes a paper. Gogra pullback completed, impasse over Depsang, hot springs persists, reports the Tribune. 44,000 new cases, 464 deaths in 24 hours in India due to COVID, reports the Statesman. Vaccines unable to stop Delta invasion, writes a Pioneer. The paper quotes warning by scientists that those vaccinated can get variants and pass on infection. J&K industrial policy bears fruit, investments worth rupees 23,000 crore final, reports the Indian Express. RBI keeps repo rate steady to support nascent recovery, writes the Hindu business line. The Hindu quotes the Delhi High Court observation that a child has a right to use mother's name and that a father does not own the daughter. Rani's girls lose bronze, win hearts, writes the Times of India about Indian women's hockey team which lost to Great Britain. Don't lose heart, nation proud of you, writes the Tribune.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says exports will play an essential role in determining India's position in global economy. Prime Minister to interact with beneficiaries of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana in Madhya Pradesh at 11 this morning. India achieves a major milestone of administering more than 50 crore doses of corona vaccine. More than 1 crore 12 lakh housing units sanctioned under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban so far. Textile Ministry to celebrate 7th National Handloom Day today. Ladakh administration removes need for inner line permit for Indian nationals to visit protected areas in the Union Territory. NIA arrests key accused Jufri Jauhar Damudi from Bhatkal in Karnataka in connection with ISIS recruitment. And at Tokyo Olympics, golfer Aditi Ashok, javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra and wrestler Bajrang Punia to be in action on penultimate day today. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.